Hey folks, I'm your host, Gary Axelbank, sitting in for my buddy, Dr. Bob Lee, and you are watching Open, the live and interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. Stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. And leading things off, we've had the opportunity to highlight so many talented artists over the years, including musicians of yesteryear. Today we'll revisit a conversation with the Louis Armstrong House Museum's executive director, Regina Bain. She'll celebrate the life and legacy of jazz legend Louis Armstrong. Take a look.
Regina, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things happening in that area right there. You have the Louis Armstrong School. You got his home where he used to live, and now you got the museum that's opening up. Talk about it.
So Louis, of course, hopefully folks know Louis Armstrong.
Yes.
He was born in New Orleans, but he lived in New York for 30 years with his wife, Lucille, on 107th Street in Corona, Queens. He was a hit trumpet maker, voice maker, and most people know him from What a Wonderful World, but he had hit songs for five
Oh yeah.
decades.
Oh yeah. Hello,
Mega
Dolly.
mega star. But he lived for 30 years in New York, and some people don't know that they can come to his home, take a guided tour. And Lucille is actually the person who made sure that we have this legacy and the legacy of so many other things in Queens that are named after Louis Armstrong. She helped to make that to be after Louis
Yeah.
passed in 71.
Any correlation between BB King, and the guitar Lucille, and naming his instrument Lucille? Did they know each other?
No, no connection there. But I think Lucille was, you know how names they evolve
Yeah.
over time, and there are some names that become popular. Lucille was a
A
popular name
popular
at
name.
that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. So when are we opening up? Is there a grand opening date
We are
set?
open right now,
Right now.
right
Right away.
now.
Right
So
today.
yes, so the historic home has been open for guided tours since 2003.
Uh,
But the new Armstrong Center, right across the street from the home, just opens on July 6th. So that is our party where we had 400 people on the block coming in and seeing the space. The architects were Caples Jefferson architects, and
yeah.
there were a host of folks who came in to help us with this building. Queens College really helped to make this happen, along with the Louis Armstrong Educational Foundation, who have been our partners for decades,
Yeah.
bringing this to light.
And if you don't know Louis Armstrong, you gotta Google him or do something, or go to the New York Public Library, or read one of my books, People to Know in Black History and Beyond. He's in there.
Excellent.
And why was this so important to open up the museum, featuring such a giant as Louis Armstrong?
Black history is important. Black history is American history, and we must keep the legacies that are our birthright.
Yeah.
And we are so lucky to have this site. We're lucky to have the 60,000 piece archives, the largest archive of any single jazz musician,
Wow.
that is now completely digitized and
Hmm.
searchable 24 hours a day. And this is his letters. He had hundreds of hours of recordings, pictures, and all of that is a part of That's My Home, the new exhibit curated by
Wow.
Jason Moran. And so you're seeing that exhibit there. It has archival materials, so different selections from the 60,000 piece archives that create a story that
Yeah.
people can check out.
And they have the kiosks there where you can listen to some of the music.
Most definitely. So people can pick up a speaker and put it to their ear and hear the stories, hear some of the work, the videos that we have in our
Mhm.
archives, and they can learn more about the music. Of course, they can always go to our website, louisarmstronghouse.org, and learn more
Yeah.
about Louis Armstrong and get tickets because it's a ticketed experience.
Who better to talk about it than an artist like you? You're an artist and an educator, and you're serving the community. Do you play one of the instruments? You play a trumpet?
So I am not a musician. I actually was an actress. So I went to the Yale School of Drama and studied theater. I have a deep dedication and respect for art
Yes.
and what art does for people's lives. what music, what theater, what all forms of art do for humanity, for all of us.
Yeah.
And I'm an educator. My mother was a teacher, my grandmother was a teacher. So I was looking for something
Mm.
that brought art and education together. And that is the Louis Armstrong House Museum.
There you go. Woo. So, some of the other things that you didn't talk about, what are some of the other things that we can expect when we step into the museum?
So, of course, for our museum, we want to preserve and share the legacy. So that's the guided tours, that's the archives. But we also want to live the Armstrong values, values of artistic excellence, of education, and of community. So artistic excellence means contemporary artists who come and do research in our archives and create new works.
Yeah. I see in that clip that we saw Assemblyman Jeff Aubrey there. What did he have to say?
Yes,
He's very instrumental in our community.
yes. And hopefully you all can hear me. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
I
perfect.
hear some other people speaking. You hear that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do. Okay,
I
that I think that cleared it up.
That cleared it up.
But
We
yes,
just had to speak
just
about it, right? We had to talk about
yes,
it.
yes. Like,
If you
what's
hear
going
something or
on? Okay,
say,
okay,
if
we're
you
clear,
hear
we're
something
clear,
or see something, say something.
we're clear. So Assemblyman Aubrey
Yes.
is amazing and has been working to make this museum happen for decades. There was a Queens College newsletter from 1999, and it said the Louis Armstrong Educational Foundation has purchased a lot across the street from the historic house, and on it will be built what we have now. It took 24 years, 24 years of dedication from our community and community members like Assemblymember Aubrey to make it happen. And so he was there at the ceremony, and we were so pleased to have him.
Yeah. When is the museum open? Is it going to be open 24 hours a day? No, probably not. But what's the times that it will be open?
Thursday through Saturday, 11 to 4 for guided tours, when you can book the tickets online at louisarmstronghouse.org. But on other days, we're open for group tours.
Hmm.
So if you'd like to bring your classroom, if you'd like to bring your senior center, other groups, you can book on other days. You just go online and fill out the form, and we'll figure that out for you.
What are people driven to when they step into the museum? Because what's the main attraction that people want to see or hear most?
they're they're driven to the atmosphere. They just want to be in the midst of of greatness of what this man
Mm.
represented. They're driven to the trumpet. The King George V gave of England gave a trumpet to Louis Armstrong, and that is on display. They're driven to the Grammy from Hello Dolly, and then if they take the guided tour into the historic house, no one has lived in that house since the Armstrongs. All the furnishings, the
The
wallpaper, the
original.
art is theirs.
Yeah.
And so it feels like you just stepped through time back for when they were living there. And you can, as a part of our experience, we have archival audio. So you can
Yeah.
hear Louis and Lucille talking as if they were in the room.
Yeah.
Because he recorded himself and he recorded and Lucille talking, sometimes fighting. He recorded all of that, and it's a part of our archives, and it's a part
That's
of the
real.
historic house experience.
Yeah. He was also an actor too. Speak about that. He was in a number
He
of
was in
films.
over 35 motion pictures. He was the first African American to have featured billing in a Hollywood film. He was one of the first artists to have in his contract that he would not play in a place where he could not stay. So this
Exactly.
was when there was segregation and Black artists could not drink water, use the bathroom, definitely not stay in a hotel in many places. And he got big enough where he could say, actually, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
I will not play here unless I can stay here.
Yeah.
And he helped set a precedent for other artists.
Yeah. And a lot of people went through that. And they had to work the Chitlin circuits. That's what they called it back then, and stay like undercover. And you couldn't eat at certain places, couldn't drink the water, and it was just
Mhm,
terrible. But I'm glad he
mhm.
stood up and said, you know what? If I can't stay here, I can't play here. And that's a beautiful
He
thing. He
was
was
one of
recognized
the
for that.
first.
Yeah.
I mean, he was born in 1901. This is in the reverberations of slavery. This is before the civil rights movement. He's breaking barriers and being one of the first to open the doors. And so we're so thankful for
He
him
would be
for
about
doing.
122 years old right about now. Something like
And
that.
you
He
know,
was
he
born
had
in
two
1901.
birthdays.
Do the math. 1901.
He had two birthdays. While he was alive, he believed that his birthday was July 4th. But after his death, a birth certificate was found that said August 4th. And so we celebrate both of his birthdays at the Louis Armstrong
Yeah.
House Museum. Why not
Yeah.
celebrate as
Why
many
not?
birthdays as we
Why
can?
not?
We do that with concerts. We have lots of concerts throughout the year in
Yeah.
our garden. And now in the new Armstrong Center, there's a 75-seat performance venue. And so if folks sign up on our newsletter, when they go to our website, they'll learn about the performances. We just had Catherine Russell, jazz legend vocalist. Jason Moran is going to be performing in the new jazz room on September 23rd. On July 29th, we have some trumpet players who are going to be performing. And if you have a young person in your life between ages 8 and 12, and they want to learn to play the trumpet,
What?
sign up on our newsletter on our website, and you can get classes for free.
Look at that's beautiful. And I like that they have a new jazz room where artists can come in and perform. Are those hours listed? Are they scheduled where people
So,
can see?
so the season is not out yet. Because we just opened, we're gathering our season together.
Yeah.
So, and when folks sign up to the newsletter, they'll see that there. But we're so excited for what this jazz room will bring. We are definitely about history. We are a museum that is preserving through archival, through the historic house, but we're also about the future. We want artists right now to know the legacy that they're in and be able to perform new works.
Beautiful.
So we have something called Armstrong Now, where we work and give residencies. So if you are an artist out there, an artist from the Black diaspora who wants to uh, apply, check us out, and we would love to work with you.
What's that website again?
LouisArmstrongHouse.org. That's LouisArmstrongHouse.org.
Thank you so much. Regina Bain, Executive Director, Louis Armstrong House Museum. We love you. Thank you for that great information. And you're always welcome to come back again.
Thank you. Would love to.
Yeah, we're going to catch you in there. Maybe we'll do something from the jazz room and we'll do it live.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
great.
All right. Talk to you soon. Thank you. And I'll see you soon.
Be well. Thank you.
We appreciate everything that Regina and our friends at the Louis Armstrong Museum are doing to honor his legacy. I can't wait to go visit, which I will do. We got to take a quick break, but keep it right here. We'll be back with more Open in a moment.